This week, I spend $2,000 on an app promising unlimited private jet flights, all in an effort to find out if I can actually get a ride on a private jet for less than the cost of an airline ticket, or if it will all end up being a massive scam. This is such a pain in the ass, it really is. Now, private jets, absolutely, hands down, the best way to fly. Completely luxurious, the best way to experience travel, and for the most part, completely out of reach of most travellers. Or are they? Because, well, I was browsing Facebook the other day and I saw an advert pop up for a company that reckoned that for the price of just a single flight on a commercial flight, you can get unlimited private jet flights with them for a whole year. And me being me thought, well, what could go wrong? So the company is called Vaunt, and I went onto their app and I bought a year's membership with them for $1,000 in the hope that I might at least get one flight with them. You see, like 1 hour in one of these things generally retails for about $7 or $8 and I figured that if I could at least get one flight for $1,000, I might have a chance of getting my money's worth. Alright, so I've had this Vaunt app on my phone now for a few weeks, and as of yet, I've not had anything come through that has been kind of worth me looking into. I've had flights all over the US pop up every single day. I mean, right at this moment in time, I've got West Virginia to Greensboro, North Carolina, going to see Jeb Brooks potentially. I've got South Carolina to Georgia, Memphis to Indianapolis, Columbia, South Carolina to Georgia. There's loads in Georgia, loads over on the West Coast, not so many here in Texas until today. I've just had a notification on my app to say a new flight has been added, and it's a flight from Houston, Texas to College Station, Texas on a Hawker 750. Now that's a very short flight. It's about a sort of 20-minute flight. It's not far at all. So here we go, Houston, Texas, College Station, join waitlist. This flight is 2 days away from now, less than 48 hours away, on a Hawker 750, which is a 9-passenger jet apparently. So I'm going to hit join. And it says waitlist. Please confirm you'd like to join the waitlist for this flight. Please note all Vaunt flights are pending and subject to change or cancellation until they are confirmed on our schedule. Once the flight's confirmed, you will be the first to know. So I'm going to hit yes to join the waitlist on this flight. Okay, you're in position number 2 on the waitlist. Priority is determined by the following factors: how long you've been a Vaunt member, how long it's been since your last Vaunt flight, opting into carbon credits, friend referrals, or sharing Vaunt on social media. Once the flight's waitlist close, the member in number 1 will be awarded the flight. This usually happens the day before departure. Okay, so we might not even get this one. We're only in position number 2, so there we go. And if I pay them another $995, I can get priority. I'm not going to pay another $995. They've had $1,000 off me already. I'm not going to pay another $1,000 into this in hope that I might get a 20-minute ride on a Hawker 750, but let's see. Well, I am having a right nightmare with this Vaunt app so far. The flight that I requested a booking on to College Station. I never got that. I was second on the waiting list for that, so I thought fair enough, let's see if there's any more. Another one popped up from Dallas to Denver, which I thought was a pretty cool one to do, but I was even further down the wait list on that one. I was at number 4 on the waiting list, so obviously I didn't get that one. Another one popped up to College Station. That flight just disappeared on me. I was like, okay, didn't even get to see whether I'd get anywhere on that wait list. And I just done another one last night from Dallas to Little Rock, which means a couple of positioning flights. But this one I did actually get number 1 on the waiting list for, and I was number 1 on the wait list. It was still trying to sell me an upgrade, saying, do I still want to be number 1 on the wait list and pay another $1,000 to guarantee a number 1 position? I was like, no, thank you. And yeah, it kind of was showing me a number 1 position, which I thought was pretty cool. And then I went on this morning to check it, and that flight doesn't even show on the app anymore, so I presume that they've cancelled it. So as of now, we are probably a month into having this app. I've spent $1,000 on the app to get myself something, and at this moment in time, I've not had a single thing back. All right, I have to admit, I'm getting a bit fed up with this now, this Vaunt thing. I've been a part of this for 6 months now. I paid me $1,000 all those months ago. Keep coming up with flights, keep requesting them, keep getting on a wait list, either get nowhere near the top of the wait list or the flight gets cancelled. Today had just about had enough, but a flight popped up today that I thought, I'll try going for this one. And then when I went in, I was like number 2 on the wait list, and I thought, you know what, I'm getting sick and fed up now of not getting any flights. And it popped up and said, do you want to pay this priority fee to get to the top of the wait list? So I've paid this priority fee. It's like another $1,000. It's cost me another $995 to get to number 1 on the wait list. I still don't have a flight. It's tomorrow. The flight is tomorrow. It's now Wednesday afternoon. This flight apparently is tomorrow. I kind of need to know soon, because obviously I need to make other flights arrangements to get around that as well. So I've paid an extra grand. So now it's cost me $2,000. I'm $2,000 in and still don't have a flight. But let's see what happens. I'm number 1 on the wait list at the minute. The flight apparently is closed for new people to sign up, and I'm still number 1. Will I get a flight? Oh my goodness, I cannot actually believe it. I have just had an email and a message on my phone from Vaunt saying the flight has been confirmed and is awaiting confirmation. Please confirm your booking in the My Trips section of the app. Look, there it is. Flight confirmed. Check in now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we're going tomorrow to Nashville in Tennessee. Country music place, so that's pretty cool. And I had no plans to go to Nashville tomorrow. I don't even know how I'm going to get back, but let's have a look. Congratulations, this flight has been confirmed and awarded to you rather. Confirm you want to be booked for this flight. Yes, please book me on a flight, any flight. I'll just take a flight just to go and fly around and land again. I'll be honest at this point. Do you want to be booked for this flight? Yes. Continue. So pick your security deposit. What? So there's a security deposit as well. After I've paid $2,000. Okay. Review flight details. What's a security deposit then? A $500 security deposit now I've got to pay. Can't I just use the money that I've already paid for this? But every step of the way here with Vaunt seems to be related to getting a bit more money out of me at every single stage. Right, $500. For goodness sake. Your deposit is confirmed and your flight is locked in. Keep an eye on your inbox. We'll be reaching out shortly. Get set to experience Vaunt's luxury in the skies. Finally, we've got a flight. Oh my goodness. It's only taken 6 months. This plane that they've booked us on, it's a 4-seater private jet apparently. It's called a Honda jet. I thought Honda made motorbikes, not jets, but it's a little jet, I think, apparently with 4 passengers seats on it. So I can take me and up to 3 other people. So I don't know if I'm going to go on my own yet or if I'm going to take somebody else with me. Not entirely sure at this moment in time. Okay, phone's ringing. Is this them? I don't know. Hello?
Yes. Hi, this is Noel.
Yes.
Well, hi, this is Anthony with Vaunt.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm good, how are you, sir?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Are you interested in taking this flight still? You want it?
Definitely, please, yes. It's taken me long enough to get one, so I'm going to snap your hand off.
By yourself?
At the moment, I'm not entirely sure whether it's going to be me or me and my son. Can I confirm that to you in the next sort of 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, absolutely. That's no problem. I will get this trip started, getting built, and you just give me your information. I'm about to send you a text and an email right now.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks then, bye. Wow, okay. So that's Velotto, which is the company that own Vaunt. That's them, and they've just called me to ask for the weights and names of the passengers that come in. I'm not entirely sure yet. All right, let's go and ask Sam. See if he wants to come with me. Hello, dude. What are you doing?
Building a computer in a computer.
You're building a computer in a computer.
An 8-bit computer.
It's called the Beanbot.
Bean Boy.
Bean Boy. Listen, instead of building a computer tomorrow, do you want to come with me on a private jet?
Yeah.
Do you want to come to Nashville?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll get us booked then. We'll go tomorrow.
Okay.
You don't seem very excited. You'd rather be playing with your Bean Boy thing. Build a new computer. The next morning, we jumped in an Uber to Houston Hobby Airport, confident that we might actually finally be getting on a private jet. Well, at least that was the plan. Alright, so we are in the Uber heading to the airport. I've just had an email from them to say that unfortunately the flight has been cancelled because the aircraft is no longer available. So now we've got to get an Uber back home again.
Because why? Why they cancel?
Because the aircraft is not available.
Wow.
So we are cancelling your flight. So there we go. So we've still not got a flight. I'm sorry, dude.
That's okay.
I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Right. Back home. I am getting so beyond annoyed now. So they've just literally, we were halfway to the airport at Hobby Airport. Hobby's not a close airport for us. It's like an hour and 20 minutes away. We were literally halfway there on the freeway, and we get a phone call, an email and a text message from Volato, the company that operate this, saying, I'm sorry, we've had to cancel your flight. I'm like, brilliant. And there's no way of rebooking it. The aircraft's unavailable. There's no other way to get this flight today from Houston to Nashville. So we had to speak to the Uber driver. He said to bring us back home. We are now back home, back to square one once again with Vaunt. Not only that, but aside from the original $1,000 we spent, I spent $1,000 on the upgrade to the first of the queue, my $500 security deposit, and then a further $800 back from Nashville for 2 flights with Southwest, which now I can't use. I'm getting really annoyed now, I have to say. The more this happens, it's just getting ridiculous. It's such a pain in the ass. It really is. 2 further months went by of me trying and failing to get on a single flight. That was until, though, one day in August when it seemed that I might have once again hit the Vaunt jackpot. Alright, it's the day of my flight with Vaunt. Fingers crossed this actually goes ahead. Fingers crossed my Uber actually turns up, because as I'm coming to learn, the only thing more unreliable than a flight with Vaunt is an Uber out to the middle of nowhere at 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's see if they actually turn up, eh? And so after my Uber eventually turned up, I was once again on the road to Houston's Hobby Airport, and this time I managed to get as far as the airport without them cancelling the flight. Right then, I've made it to Hobby Airport in Houston, and this is Signature Flight Support. It's one of the private terminals here that the private flights go out of. This is the closest I've ever got to actually getting on a plane. Fingers crossed I'm actually getting on a plane today. It's not a very long flight. Actually, we're not even going to be leaving Houston today, because we're taking a flight from here in Hobby, in the centre of Houston, to George Bush Intercontinental Airport on the north side of Houston. It's about a 4-minute flight. It's 20 miles up the road, but it's a flight nonetheless. So let's go inside and see if we can take our super long haul flight with Vaunt. Alright, made it into the terminal here, the private terminal, Signature Aviation at Hobby. There is a plane waiting. This could actually be happening. I could actually be getting a flight, albeit a very short one. It's about 20 miles to Bush Airport in Houston from here in Hobby by road. By plane, it's I think about 4 minutes is the block time today, which is slightly longer than Westray to Papa Westray. We might even get a full flight video out of this. Who knows? But this is my plane anyway. This is a Honda Jet, which is the sort of plane that Volato operate, who are the company that operate this private jet thing. And they have a lot of these little Honda Jets, little 4-seater things, so that's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to get to ride in one of those up the road anyway. It's going to beat sitting in Houston traffic anyway. Alright, the pilots have just arrived. They've just given me the safety briefing before we even leave the FBO today. It's that short of a flight. The safety briefing is basically, there's the exit. We're not even going to be using oxygen today because we're not even climbing high enough. We're going to go up to maybe 3,000 feet, I think is it. And we're just going to depart here and go up to Bush. So yeah, I better drink up my coffee. So there is unlimited drinks available on the flight as well, whatever I can consume in the flight. So hey, who knows? We might be. How much can we drink in a 4-minute flight? It sounds like a challenge to me, but not one I'm willing to take part in at 9 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, let's finish this coffee and get on the flight. Right, then I can finally say welcome on board a Vaunt flight. This is a Honda Jet. It's a twin-engine private jet. We've got 4 seats, so we can have 2 at the front, 2 in the back. There's a little bar area up there. Apparently they've got drinks loaded in there. Not that we're going to be getting many drinks on a 4-minute flight. He said it might be a bit longer because we've got to go out and do the approach down into Houston as well. And obviously that's going to mean a little bit longer as we slot ourselves in. I'm probably going to actually spend more time taxiing than we are in the sky. So let's see if we can time how long we're going to spend on the ground versus in the sky. But anyway, let's go to Houston from Houston. And at this point I couldn't quite believe my luck as I was finally on board a private jet. Alright, we have joined the taxi queue out at Houston Hobby Airport now. We're lined up behind a row of Southwest 737s off to long-haul destinations such as Dallas, Nashville, places like that. All the places I wish that I could have gone on the Vaunt flight. But hey, but it's all giving us extra time. I mean, we've been taxiing now for 2 minutes and we've got about 4 planes in front of us now waiting to take off. So yeah, it's already turning into a long haul. One thing I do have to say though is this Honda jet, it's not very smooth on the ground while you're taxiing. It's very bumpy. You're feeling like every single little bump on the taxiways. I don't know what it's going to be like when we take off, flipping out. I'm wondering if we could do a full flight video actually on this flight. Should we go back to doing them for a bit? I mean, it's 4 minutes. It might actually work. As we took to there was no going back. We were finally about to get airborne on a private jet. Our route today then took us from Houston all the way to Houston with a flight time today of around 14 minutes, cruising at, well, actually we never got to a cruising altitude on this flight. Right then, we are airborne from Houston Hobby Airport, and at the same time we have begun our descent into Houston Intercontinental Airport. I don't think we've ever actually climbed, have we? We're already on our descent.
It's time for the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
Alright, I have got time for a very quick loo review. I'm not allowed to take my seatbelt off because we're on approach now, but here is the loo in the Honda Jet. So we've got a toilet down there. It's a loo with a view. We've got these 2 little windows up here, look at that. And then in there we've got that little window there. We've got a sink over here, look. Albeit it's a very tiny one. We've got some hand wash, little cabinet thing under there, and a little mirror. And a coat up over there. All in all, a very nice loo. Anyway, we're on approach now into Houston, so we'll be on the ground in a few minutes.
That was the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
Now, quite what Vaunt were trying to get out of me, other than a bit of instant cash flow for a company that it turned out is, well, struggling a little bit, I'm not entirely sure, but one of the things they definitely got access to was a lot of my private data. But thanks to this week's sponsor, Incogni, that's not too much of an issue for me, and I'll explain why. See, they searched the web for my private data and within minutes had found 73 websites with my details on them and had it removed instantly. 73! You see, once you do literally anything online, your data's probably out there somewhere. Data brokers collect this information and charge people a hefty fee to get access to your data. Here in the US, there's a massive number of sites where people can pay to get access to your name, address, telephone numbers, social security numbers, even your car license plates and financial information can be out there for somebody to find. And believe me, as someone who puts my face online every week, I can attract some weirdos. I mean, this one's been sending me handwritten hate mail every other week for the last 2 years. I've got to admire his dedication. There's only so many times he can call me a stinky limey with bad teeth. Anyway, this is the same around the world. Your data can be collected and sold online. Now Incogni are keeping an eye on my data and I get email updates from them whenever they get my data removed from another website, which is actually surprisingly often. I had no idea just how much of my personal data was spread across the internet, gathered from all sorts of sources. Incogni takes the legwork out of it, meaning I can worry on more important things like maybe booking more flights. Incogni are giving you a 60% discount off when you use my promo code NoelPhillips at incogni.com/NoelPhillips. But as we continued on our long-haul journey across the city of Houston, it was soon time to begin our approach into Houston Intercontinental Airport. Alright, we've landed. Is it customary to give a round of applause on a private jet, or is it just on bigger airliners? I don't know. Maybe I have to stand up before the seatbelt sign gets turned off as well. Ultimate brownie points. So then the big question, how much did this end up costing me? And it actually turned out to be the most expensive flight I've ever taken. It cost me $2,000 for a 20-mile flight across Houston, working out to a cost of about $100 per mile. That's even more expensive than an Uber. Alright then, welcome to Houston again. Houston Intercontinental Airport now. We've done a flight now, obviously from Hobby up to here. Actually, it wasn't too bad in the end, 20 minutes or so we were in the sky, and about half an hour in total of taxiing, especially here at Bush Intercontinental. It's a huge airport and they land right at the far end of the airport to where Signature is. But there we go, first flight done with Vaunt. Finally. Admittedly not a very long one, but hey, $2,000 works out for a distance of 20 miles, works out at what, $100 a mile? Probably the most expensive flight I've done yet. Will we get any more flights with Vaunt? That is the question. I don't know at this moment in time. I mean, it's taken me this long just to get this flight. Will I carry on, or will I just give it up as a bad job? I don't know at this moment in time. And well, I have to be completely honest with you, that was the last flight that I took with Vaunt, because since then I have been trying again and again and again to get some availability to fly on their flights. Availability has pretty much dropped off to zero at this point, and I actually had a message from them to say, don't worry, we've been bought by another company, which is never a good sign when you've dropped a load of money into something, is it really? But apparently they've been bought by another company offering access to a whole ton more availability. Well, that was a few months ago that they sent that email out. As of yet, I've had nothing, apart from the fact that I did have an email saying that if I really want to get access to this extra availability and more aircraft with them, well, I can pay another few $100s and get access to those aircraft too, which, to be completely honest, I think I've sunk enough money into this at this point to know that that probably isn't a wise idea. So then the big question, of course, that remains at the end of this video, is Vaunt a scam? Is it really possible to get a private jet flight for $1,000? Well, I think scam's a bit of a harsh word. I'd like to call it more of a lottery. It's like buying a lotto ticket. You kind of pay a bit of money, you hope beyond hopes that you might have your dreams dashed one day and be able to win it, but in reality you're just having a bit of fun taking part. And well, I wouldn't exactly say it's been fun taking part in the whole Vaunt lottery, but I don't think I'll be playing it again, if I'm completely honest. But let me know down in the comments, would you buy a ticket for the Vaunt lottery in hope that you might get on board a flight? Well, let me know down in the comments below, and in the meantime, I think this is about as close as I'm going to get to a private jet flight. Thank you so much for watching. As always, take care, be kind to one another, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.